All right, guys, what's up? Welcome to episode 2 of the Mindless Personas podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, as always, the resident of Raccoon, AJ. I am back, as always, with my co-host, Charles Darwin. What's up?
Your co-host? I thought we was co-hosts. They know I'm yours. That's not how this works.
Oh, God, Jesus. Why you always gotta cause problems?
Nah, man.
It's always an issue with you.
Nah. This verbiage. I don't like it. No.
Verbiage.
Be cool.
If you're gonna
Be
use
cool.
it, pronounce it correctly.
Right? No.
Go ahead then. Go, co-host.
Ha!
By all
Nah, man.
means.
That was a horrible introduction. How dare you disrespect me like this?
Take the floor. Go ahead. It's all yours.
Nah, it's fine.
If you could do better, I want you to do better.
No, that's not what this is about. That's not what this is about. All right, just because you're better at one thing doesn't mean that you can just be like my co-host. Like, nah.
Okay. I'm getting a headache.
2 seconds in.
It's only been what, like a minute now? Fine. How do you want me to use it then? How would you like me to refer to you?
No, actually, what you said was perfectly fine.
All right, so you just be a cunt. Got it.
Yeah. Trying to get the juices flowing.
Yeah.
Warm up.
That was a nice. That was good. I like that. You get it out of me a little bit. I appreciate it. Fire. But we're back. We're here. Another week has gone by. It's been a little bit of a long week actually. It felt like, I don't know, like from Friday to this Friday. No, am I the only one?
Yeah. It has been very long.
Yeah.
A lot has happened.
A lot has happened. I feel like, well, before we jump into like what's been going on in the week, I guess first, are you still what are you doing? How are you? What's been your week been like? Playing anything new? Trying out anything?
No, just trying to get through Oblivion still. I also loaded up Fire Emblem Engage. Want to get back into that because there is talks of there possibly in another Fire Emblem release. So I'm a little excited for that. So I was like, let me just play some Engage.
Very interesting. Engage is the Switch one?
Yes, it's the one that came out after Three Houses. It's with the toothpaste girl.
The toothpaste girl.
Yeah, she looks like Colgate. It's red and blue.
There's like you get to summon like the old FE
Yeah,
characters.
yeah.
That one, yeah. I never got to play that one. Is it good?
The story is terrible, but a lot of like the actual like playing the game itself is really good. But the story is god awful.
The story. What's the story?
You're like a dragon. You lose your memories, and then like these people find you, and like they're watching over your body for like 1,000 years, and then one day you wake up, and then like all this other like nonsense is happening in the world, and you have to like figure out what's going on. Then your mom dies, and you have to like go to all these other countries, and you just start picking up people because they have the bracelets with the emblems. It's just what makes it bad is the dialogue, like the way that they go about like presenting the story to you is what's bad.
So these bracelets are the old characters?
They summon the old characters. Yeah, they're called they're just emblems. That's what they call them.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are rings, some of them are bracelets. You wear them, and then like you can summon the character, and then you fuse with them, and then you gain different abilities depending on the characters.
Mm-hmm.
But like the customization is really cool because like if you were to give your main character, like let's say the Roy one, then the Roy one has a specific ability to that ring, but then you can also train with other rings to gain certain abilities. So like, do you remember in Fire Emblem Awakening, like or even in like Three Houses, that there's like abilities that you can get for specific situations? So like if you like the Dark Flyers in Awakening, when they killed someone, they could like move again. You could basically get shit like that for all your characters. Like it like the amount of customization is crazy because you could put the emblems on anybody, but you could also like take abilities from any of the emblems to put them on any of the characters.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then obviously like you can kind of change anyone into any class, which is also pretty cool.
How many like characters are there? Is it like hefty, like a Awakening in Three Houses?
I don't think there's as many as there is. Actually, yeah, I think it is comparable to Three Houses, but you get them. No, you get them faster than in Three Houses. Now that I think about it, because like the way that you have to go about getting them in Three Houses.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a couple,
you have to like persuade them to come to your.
yeah, like you need like certain stats. Like
Yeah,
you don't really need to do that. You just have to like progress through the story.
I
But
remember
they
being
come
a
at
little.
a small rate.
I remember it being a little difficult to get them in Three Houses.
Yeah, on your first playthrough, it's a little annoying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I only got like one or two students in my first playthrough.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Because like if you're not like min maxing your stats for like specific characters, I can
Mm-hmm.
definitely see that happening. Like
Yeah,
you need to know like who you want before you go for them and then build for it.
yeah, yeah. I got I don't remember her name, but she was the blonde chick. I think she was in the Blue Lions. She was on the horse, the Pegasus.
The church girl Mercedes?
I don't remember. No, it was like Ingrid or something.
I think I know who you're talking about.
She was such an
She has a
amazing
giant
addition.
braid.
Yeah, and I remember being like I wasn't going for her. I just remember talking to the other students, and then she was like, "I would love to join," and I was like, "Wait, really? Like, for real?" I was like, "Hell yeah, come to the dark side," because I was the lion, the Eagles.
Eagles, yeah.
I was like, come over," which feels like the canon uh route in that game. The Eagles.
Um, I don't. The issue is what you do in the second half of the game, because there's a choice that you get at the second half of the game, and I think that's where it becomes more like canon-ish what you decide to do.
Yeah, because it's like you've spent all this time with Edelgard, and then you get that choice where you meet with her at the I forgot where it is you meet,
Yeah.
and you have to decide if you want to side with her or not. But then it's like I feel like you need that context to get to that point. I don't know if like I'm assuming you get that decision regardless if you choose the Eagles.
Yes, you are correct.
And like I just feel like that's just awkward because you have no idea who this chick is.
Well,
Like
yes
you
and no,
do,
because through
but
all the routes, like they force the other characters on you. So like you have to play with like the lead, like not that you play with them, but like you're exposed to all of the leaders
yeah.
in all the other routes.
But I guess it just works better if you're her professor.
But the stories do like change slightly depending on the route that you're on.
Well, I've never done a second playthrough. I've only done the one.
So like even if like I was like if you pick the gold the
You
golden
the
stag,
deer, yeah.
yeah, if you go with her or you don't, it slightly changes the story. Like that's another route within the route.
Mm.
So there's 6 routes altogether. Well, no, I'm pretty sure there's 7.
Maybe I'll play it again one
Yeah.
day. I just remember the school being run down. You have to reopen the school. I don't think I finished it. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I don't think you did. You should probably just finish that route and then like go in through that save.
Like a new game plus.
Something else. Yeah. Because there's a lot of stuff that carries over. Like all of the little like do you remember the points that you use in a little like calendar looking thing where you can like unlock stuff? You like get a massive amount of points and like you can just start unlocking everything like super fast. So it makes the game a lot easier. Like it's easier to get through the game.
Gotcha. Yeah, definitely. Whether I get a Switch 2 or I stick with a new Switch, I'll definitely go back to it. Either way, I'll be playing it. I think I finally finished Silent Hill 2 Remake, my second playthrough on stream and for YouTube. So I'm actually uploading that final part right now as we speak. And I played a little more Expedition 33. Got a new party member. Made some good story progression. Some big reveals happened. And the combat is getting even better somehow.
Interesting.
Yeah, just like it's a mixture of Persona, Paper Mario, a little bit of like a dragon in there.
You've never played like Shadow Hearts or Xenosaga, Xenogears?
I've watched a little bit of Xenogears. I never played it.
So it's not like that, right?
I I I can't say that I immersed into, like, I think I saw a little bit of Xenogears when I was looking up the story for Xenoblade
Mm.
to see if Xenoblade was something that I would be interested in. So I can't really say that I knew what was going on when I was watching it. I didn't watch like a playthrough, if that makes sense.
Or
It was like
like a
clips.
Valkyrie profile, something like that.
I've heard of it, never played it. No.
Mm.
Yeah, see, you're just much bigger in the turn-based realm. I say Paper Mario because you have to like press buttons when you attack.
Yeah, so all those games that I mentioned, you have to press buttons when you attack. That's why I brought them up.
Okay, yeah. So if that's the case, then yes, it is like that. Where like you go
But
in,
they're slightly different.
yeah, like Mario jumps and then you have to press A when he hits, but it's a little different than that. And then
Yeah.
it has the like blocking, which like Paper Mario I think also has blocking, or like Mario and Luigi.
Mario and Luigi does have it. Yeah, yeah. You
Yeah,
like, yeah.
you have to block, but this game is like they give you the option to block and the option to dodge. Or like dodging is the safer option. But once you feel like you've learned the enemy's attacks, then you can start parrying, which is a smaller window, but bigger reward for you.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah. And then the team synergy stuff is so good. And you just sort of build around that. You build around what your character does and how your teammates can amplify that one ability. And how that one ability then amplifies the rest of your teammates. So it's like a I scratch your back so you scratch my back kind of thing.
Mm.
And so everyone works so fluently. Where like maybe I don't play turn-based games super intricately the way you do, or like way they're intended to do at a high level. But like I feel like this is the first turn-based game where I feel like I have. It's like in Persona, you have, for me, the way I play Persona at least is like I have my support, I have my tank, I got my like, and then Joker can like, or you or whatever, they flex essentially, and then you have your extra damage sometimes can apply a defense buff, or some can debuff the enemy kind of thing. That's usually how I play those games.
Mhm.
But like this one feels like, I'm not trying to give too much away, but there's a status called defenseless. A character can apply defenseless. And I can apply this defenseless thing so that now the enemy is defenseless, which then amplifies another move for another character. And then that character can take advantage of it and gain another turn, or this character can then amplify their ability to something else, which then they can apply burn, and then burn helps this character get this ability, and this character can use a move that if the enemy is burned, they get healed off of it. So like you're building around this to like get one character to get an enemy burned. Now this one gets heals, this one gets a buff off of it, this one gets extra damage. It's like that's kind of how it flows. So you get
Stacking.
yeah, so you just get into that rhythm, and then at like maybe 4 or 5 turns in, one of your characters is just like, I'm just gonna do 9,999 damage, just because. And like I'm playing on normal, so maybe it's just scaling to that, but I've literally have demolished enemies just taking my time stacking shit for like 5 turns, and then my one character is just like, you've stacked all of this, now I'm gonna like use it all up, and you're just cooked. You're just cooked. That's it. And so it's fun because then there are enemies out there who like get around that. There are enemies who take a second turn or a third turn, who will stun you, and if you don't know how to, you have to learn their movements obviously. So like you're not gonna always get a free turn to a damage. Sometimes you're gonna have to buff up your defense, or you're gonna have to buff up your you have to heal somebody. because your dodging and your parrying aren't going to be perfect if it's the first time enemy. Um, so yeah, it's not like you could just like do that strategy all the time and watch them. But you can build your own strategies, and it doesn't have to be that. You can find what works for you and your favorite party members. So it's fun.
Actually, sounds pretty dope.
It's amazing. Yeah, that's how I'm trying to be as vague but helpful to understand it as possible. But it's really fucking good. And the fact that like this is a 30 dev team and it's a $50 game is so impressive. I'm about 40 hours in and I don't even think I'm anywhere near done. But I'm also exploring a lot, so I think they say it's about 60 hours if you do everything. So it's just impressive. It's just very impressive. It's crazy to me that my two favorite games this year are $50 games, which is this one and Split Fiction.
Yes, I have heard many good things of Split Fiction.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's fucking crazy. Yeah, that's what I've been playing. For stream stuff, I might be starting up Alan Wake 2 again. Do my second playthrough of that. It's been nice having something to return to. And I've just been on a survival horror craze, you know?
Getting ready for Death Stranding?
Yeah, I was thinking about replaying the first one.
I mean, but the vibe of what you're saying kind of feels like that's the route that you're trying to go down.
Yeah, a little horror, a little action. Yeah, Death Stranding is definitely all I'm waiting for. I've kind of got out of the FOMO phase of Doom. So I haven't even really thought about Doom in a while, so I don't even think I'm going to pick it up, to be honest. But yeah, I've just been waiting for Death Stranding. Death Stranding and Metal Gear. That's all I'm waiting for this year. I don't think I want to play anything else.
Yes.
So they released some screenshots of Metal Gear. But Summer Games Fest is in 2 weeks, and that's pretty much where we're going to get the rest of the year and then into the new year. And see what things look like.
It also seems like all three of the big companies are going to do little showcases.
I mean, Nintendo doesn't really have to because they have their big launch around Summer Games Fest. But Xbox got their thing the day after. And Sony most likely is going to do something. So, this Tuesday.
Yeah, they already said that it's 40 minutes for Sony.
Yeah?
And then everyone's speculating that what was I going to say? The Nintendo's gonna announce possibly a new Mario or whatever their big holiday game is gonna be at their next whatchamacallit.
Oh no, Donkey Kong's in July. That's right.
Yeah.
What do you think the next holiday game would be?
I wouldn't be surprised if it's a Mario, like a 2D Mario. People are hoping that it's gonna be a 3D Mario, but I don't know. I could see it being a new 2D Mario.
2D Mario is so lame.
That's a good holiday game because then you get to play with like family and shit.
Yeah, I'm thinking in the mind of like myself, but like yeah, 2D Mario is always so. Mario Wonder wasn't bad, but no. Mario Wonder is very unique to like what they were releasing before. So I hope they go out of the box with that one. I want to play Arceus. Not Arceus. What is it?
ZA. Yeah.
I want to play it.
I already know it's gonna be so jank.
$70, bro. Like, I didn't even want to pay $60 for Pokemon.
Yeah.
70 is such a hard frame rate.
Yeah. Like it looks so bad on the Switch one.
It really does. And like if it gets a Switch 2 not port, but like edition, like an actual Switch 2 version.
They've already shown the Switch 2 version. The Switch 2 version looks like a completely different game. It doesn't look amazing, but it looks like it like leagues better
than the Switch one, yeah. Well, this
isn't. The colors are better. The frame rate's better. The resolution is better.
This is in the case of I decide to get a Switch 2.
Yeah.
And I would really want to play it. I really, really do, because it's just it's a different take on the series. It looks fun. The battle system looks interesting. Like the exploration, like it's just new. And I really liked Arceus for what it was.
I did not play that.
Yeah, I liked it, and I was the biggest skeptic for that game. I I shitted on that game so hard, and I bought it to hate play it. And I remember sitting there 5 hours in, and I was hooked. I was fucking addicted.
Could not be me.
Yeah, I remember that game got me so hyped for Scarlet and Violet, and that's why I think I hate Scarlet and Violet more. Is because I was so excited for Arceus. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, but ZA is gonna be the new format for the games going forward now that they're releasing champions and what was the other thing called? There was two things that they announced. What was the other one? It was champions. Why can't I remember what the hell this other thing is called? It was at that stupid the Pokemon Presents, right? Oh no, yeah, it's just ZA and then Champions. Champions is what's gonna take over VGC,
Yeah.
and then ZA is just gonna be how the games play from now on.
Which is like, it's not a terrible idea. It's just the way they're like A, optimizing it, and B, implementing it. Like, you have to have NSO, you have to have a Pokemon Bank subscription
You don't need NSO for Champions.
to play online.
No, because it's also a mobile game.
You're right.
Yeah, it's a mobile game. So
It's a free to play game.
Yeah,
Mm.
but that's how they're gonna get you because you need to pay for the Pokemon Home subscription,
Which is
so
what,
you
like
can move
$20?
That I don't know. No, I could have swore it was like $5 a month or some shit like that.
That's still gross.
Yeah, I mean just to manage your Pokemon. Because if you don't use the Pokemon Home thing, you have to use the rented Pokemon like in Pokemon Stadium. So who knows how garbage those teams are gonna be.
Yeah. Plus, they're like base stat Pokemon. It's just for you to be able to play with your friends.
Yeah, and they're probably gonna have like terrible coverage moves.
You're gonna fucking take those things online, and you're gonna meet people who have Pokemon Home from fucking their Sun and Moon days.
Yeah.
Eevee and Ivy maxed. Just washing you.
I mean, the interesting thing though is that they're gonna allow all of the gimmicks in the game, which would be cool because we've never had that before. Like being able to like Dynamax against someone who's using like a Z move, so that'll be interesting.
And Mega Evolving.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I like it, and I don't like it. It's weird. I don't know. I don't like it, and I don't like it. And Game Freak is so untrustworthy.
I don't handle a lot of the balancing stuff though. Like I don't think they handle like what happens for VGC. Like, I don't think
They don't. No.
Yeah.
That's a completely separate team.
Yeah.
Which
So, like,
kudos. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say so. Like there's some prospect for this game. If it's the same people that are doing like the regular regulations setups, like I feel like Pokemon Champions would be fine. The only issue is like it's gonna be like pay to win essentially.
Yeah. I think that whoever handles the VGC is on top of things. I don't really hear issues about competitive Pokemon.
Only problem is learning how to play.
It's putting in that time to breed your Pokemon is one, and then you have to hope that when they're born from the eggs that their stats are good enough. I don't think there's any way to manipulate that.
No, but there's ways to like streamline a lot of that stuff. Like you can get perfect EVs for Pokemon and Scarlet and Violet in like 2-3 hours, maybe 4, if you know what
Such
you're
a
doing.
grind. It's such a grind. Oh man. Which is why I guess they do like like Wolfie, if you watch a Wolfie video, he gives you the codes for his team, so you could just play with them online, so you don't have to do anything. Just feel like I just want to play with this team.
Maybe anyone could do that.
Yeah, but like it was just like that's what I would do. Honestly, I wouldn't even try it. I would just start downloading people's teams and playing with them online and just calling it a day. It's just I've always wanted to get into competitive Pokemon, but that like grind of taking them to the daycare and then blah 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 blah. Then they added there's an item in Sword and Shield that gives them stats. Like you don't have to like actually even IV train them. You just feed them that.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, but you have to do the battle tower thing
Yes.
to get those items. It's like that's even
I'm
more of
pretty
a
sure.
grind.
I think you're talking about the is it the bottle cap is something different.
Yeah,
The
no,
bottle.
you have to get bottle caps to buy those items
Yeah.
and to stack up. You have to get like 20 of each.
Yeah.
Too much work.
But it's only for like very specific things. And I feel like if you're like familiar with the process, like it's not that hard.
No.
And then like there's usually like a payoff. And like if you're playing with like one set of Pokemon for like months on end, like I feel like it's not really that bad. Like you just have to grind a little bit at the very beginning of the season, like in anticipation for the new regulation. You get your Pokemon, then you just do what you gotta do.
Yeah, well, what they do is they use what is it called? The thing on the PC. What is it called?
Showdown.
They use Showdown to build their team, see if it's
Eh,
viable, see if how it works, and then once they decide on it, then they go into the game and make the team. So that's
you're
how
100.
they save so much time. It's like I every time I watch a Wolfie video, he's on Showdown trying the team, and he'll be like, "Yeah, I was trying this, and then it didn't really work, so I swapped this over to this, changed this move, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Oh, this is how you're doing it. This is how you optimize your team. This makes
World
sense."
champ difference, baby.
Yeah, that's their world champ mentality.
That's why he got what 10 regionals, the most anyone has ever had.
Man, it's he's so entertaining. He's super
He really is.
entertaining. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's so fun to watch. Like he really is the greatest Pokemon player of all time.
truly.
Truly, truly. Shout outs to Wolfie. Wolfie.
Well, that's only because well, in his eyes, he never got to redeem himself with Ray Rizzo, but that's a story for another day.
He's very confident too, though. I like his confidence.
Yes,
There are a lot of pro players out there and who are just very modest about how their skill level. And he's modest about it. Like he's very proud of where he is and he helps people get there as well through his YouTube channel, but he's also like, yeah, I'm the shit. And
there
I
was
know
one
it.
tournament that there was a guy that he trained, that he helped him pick out his team, told him how to use it. That guy kicked him out the tournament.
Wow. Which like it's still credit to Wolfie, right?
Yeah, he was like, I built you up.
Only Wolfie can beat Wolfie. I love that.
It's crazy.
But besides that, I don't think there's been any stuff coming out of Nintendo this past week. I mean, they revealed more Mario Kart World stuff. They were showing like the missions. Did you see that?
Yeah,
Yeah, which like eh. There was one that was like drive around the cows. It's like okay.
yeah. I don't know what's going on
$80
with it.
game, everyone.
The biggest
um
thing though is, or at least what I've seen people talking about is Nintendo being able to brick your console, the camera always being on, and them recording footage if someone reports you.
wait,
So it's like
what?
very yeah. So like how to use the chat feature, like you need to have a phone number
Mm.
attached to it. So one of the reasons they're doing that is because previously they've had issues with I don't even know how to say this. Not some risque situations involving children.
Okay, okay, yeah. All right, yeah, yeah. I see where you're going. Okay.
Yeah. So that's one of the reasons why they're doing this. So let's say me and you
You
are
have to say PDF file. That's like the easiest way
I'm
to
not
get.
I'm not doing that. That's no.
That's like the easiest way to get
Um
away with it on YouTube.
okay. Um if me and you are in a chat and I report you, what Nintendo does is at the time of the report, they record everything that happened in that session and then they go over it. So like Nintendo was just constantly recording everything that you're doing on game chat.
Which that
So
makes
that if
sense. I
they
feel like everyone does that.
I feel like it's one thing to have like a transcript because like they could just read back what it is that you're saying. But to like record all the audio is crazy.
I thought Sony Party Chat did that.
I
I
don't
remember,
think so.
I remember this being a thing. Like people were upset at Sony Party Chat.
I'm pretty sure the issue was that it was transcripts.
Mm.
Like it's just writing down everything that you say.
Mm-hmm.
But for them to keep like actual logs of everything that you're saying on the chat itself is a little ridiculous. And then it's attached to your phone number.
You just
Because
got
it's one.
you just got logs like you a bitch. Your whole family a bitch.
Yeah.
You trash in Mario Kart. Uninstall.
And then like imagine if Nintendo was to then like lock out your whole account and then like you can't do anything because you can't even open them because you only got one phone number. So like you'd have to use like someone else's phone number.
But can they break your console for that?
I'm assuming they can like lock you out of being able to do anything. Like if your account gets deactivated, then you wouldn't be able to use most of the features.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You agree to this when you like boot up your Switch now or boot up a Switch 2.
Yeah, yeah. It's one of the very first things that they make you agree to.
It's wild, dude. Why do they even have that power?
Yeah. I also just don't understand Nintendo's obsession with making you use your phone in tandem with the consoles.
Well,
Like,
Champions is a prime example, I feel.
well, no, I mean, so like right now, you need to use your phone to get on like most party chats in games. Like if you want to do like Splatoon party chat with someone, you have to use your phone. And then like them also having their own like Nintendo Music app, and then now this like connecting my phone number to the stupid thing so that I could just use chat in general, which is like that's a lot.
I think
Like
for
why?
them, they look at it as a way to monetize it while also making it safe for children. I think that's how they look at it. Whereas A, they profit off of this, and B, they look at it like if you're just not chatting with randos online. This is a whole intricate system for them to be like, this is attached to a phone number. You have to get parents' permission through it. You can set parental controls, but you're only talking to your friends.
App.
Huh?
You have to do that through the app.
Yeah. So but like, they can't do it on the Switch. They can't just like turn their Switch on and start talking to people.
Yeah.
Which, like, obviously, kids are going to use Discord. There's not a 13-year-old in the world who doesn't know what Discord is, because my brother's been using Discord since he was like 13. And he's been cursing up the storm with his little fucking friends all up on Roblox, Discord, and Fortnite. Like, my little brother has figured this shit out young. So, like, you can't stop children. And, like, me, I've been doing this shit. Like, on the PS3, I was talking shit when I was like 13, 14 on Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So, like, you're never going to be able to stop children from being children and talking to each other. I think this bricking thing is a little scary because kids are kids. And kids are always going to be kids. My brother says ridiculous things. I have said some ridiculous things as a child, but my brother is far gone. And I think it's just like this new age of kids because they have such massive access to the internet and just content. The shit that comes out their mouth is ridiculous. And it's a little scary because kids are assholes. And what's to stop your friend from just reporting you on Nintendo Switch because he's an asshole? Or she's a bitch. and now you shit break because they're little shits. Like, you know, that's because like I have seen Matt in situations. Matt is my brother, for context. I've seen him in situations where his friends are bullying him. His Discord friends are like bothering him and talking wild shit, and like he has to defend himself. But what's to stop this kid from being like, I'm gonna report you to Nintendo, and then Nintendo takes this serious?
You're not wrong.
So it's a little scary, a little finicky, because again, kids are gonna be kids, and
I mean, but if they're recording it and then reviewing the content over, they'll see that the other kid had started it. So
that's
like,
what you think, right? But that's what YouTube says about their monetization. And how many people get false copyright claims on their videos? You know what I mean?
Well, copyright claim is something completely different than,
like reports. I see that. I just don't think that these systems are fully trustworthy.
Well, from my knowledge, YouTube's is also automated. It's not like an actual human doing a lot of it. We have yet to see how Nintendo is going to handle this.
Yeah. But even then, like, you and I say shit when we play video games out of context. 100%. And we talk shit to each other all the fucking time. So what's to Nintendo, like, what if Nintendo sees that and is like, well, he's clearly calling him an asshole, and he means it. You know, I just called you a cunt in the beginning of this this video.
I mean, if you reported me, I'm gonna hunt you down and kill you. I'm like, that's the bigger problem. Why you reporting me?
But again, we're talking about kids here. Like, you know,
yeah,
we're grown ass adults. We're talking about children, and children are they're just assholes. I saw this thing. This guy was just on Twitter, this like 18, 19-year-old guy, just being a menace to sex workers on Twitter. He was just calling them all types of slurs, that they're sluts and they're never gonna like amount to anything, that this is what they do on the internet, blah, blah, blah. And they found him. They doxed him? They doxed him?
Yeah, they doxed him.
And he was just talking about how like he was in their DMs now, apologizing, saying this isn't him, that this is just what he does. He doesn't know why he's like this. And everyone was just sharing him all over Twitter and getting his girlfriend to see it and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, he was 18, 19, you know, like I'm not trying to say that like what he's doing is right, but they're little edgy little shits. They think they're cool because they can go on the internet and call people slurs, you know? Kids are just gonna be assholes.
You're not wrong.
And I've had to stop my brother from saying certain things. We don't use that word, bro. You need to stop now.
Oh, you went too far.
Yeah, you it's a little bit of a stretch on that one. You need to stop. The issue is that they say these things in a closed circuit online with randoms that they meet on Roblox. And a lot of rhetoric in general nowadays. I feel like you go to, you watch like The Critical Drinker, or
I don't even know what that is.
The Quartering, or fucking
that one I know.
Yeah, these like random, I don't even know what I want to call them. They're conservative or right-wing political YouTube channels. And a lot of the shit they say, you go to like any party with like normal people and you say half of that, people are gonna look at you weird. Like, you're a weirdo, bro. Like, straight up, like you are odd. These are not normal things that you say in a normal setting to a group of people. If I start going to, if my friend invites me, you invite me to a party, and we're all at a bar drinking and having a good time, and I just bring up a conversation just like, yeah, the MCU, man, like, I don't know what Marvel's doing nowadays. There's just women all over the movies. I don't understand why they're pushing this agenda. Like, how odd do I look? You're odd. You're so weird. Shut the fuck up, please.
You say that until the guy in the back is like, "Yeah, man, I really agree with you. Oh, what that Captain Marvel, man? Oh, worst movie ever. And Snow White? Oh, that whore. Oh, Snow White."
But this is the shit, right? We worked at GameStop and we saw those people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're just waiting.
But majority of the time, at least the people we worked with too also looked at them like fucking oddballs.
This is true.
Like, normal people don't follow this shit. You think the normal casual Marvel viewer gives a fuck? No. They're gonna go watch the movie. They're gonna go play the game. Whatever game is out there. They're gonna play Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed profited so well. Like,
it really did.
People don't give a fuck, bro. The majority of the internet is such a small minority. It's a very loud minority, and I don't think people realize that. It's sort of the realization that I've been hitting in the last few months, that like I've been getting triggered. Like, people hate this one thing, or I think it started with Assassin's Creed. Where people were just like bashing anyone who played it or bought the game or whatever. And I enjoyed it for what it was. I don't think it was great. I liked it. I thought it was good, and I just went about my life. That's my life. You think Assassin's Creed has any effect on what I do as a father? On who I feel like as a person? What I do in my workplace? It's so dumb. It's such a dumb fucking circle to be a part of.
Well, it's just we're at a time and place now where everyone wants to kind of police what others do. No one's worried about what it is that they're doing. I gotta be worried about what you're into. You can't like that band. That band says things that I don't agree with. Therefore, you can't listen to them. What do you mean you watch that anime? It has XYZ in it, and I don't like XYZ. Therefore, you can't like it. That's just what everything is now.
Yeah, it's like what's his name? Who did the Devil May Cry series and the Castlevania show?
Oh, Adi.
Yeah, he did an interview with Kenny Omega like this week.
Oh,
And he was talking about, so I guess the show went into production before DMC5 came out, or like they agreed to do this before DMC5.
holy shit!
Yeah. So he was talking about he was like, they signed everything, they agreed to everything, and then DMC5 dropped, and he was like, it pissed me off because I thought I was going to be the one to resurrect the show, the series, because the series was dead before DMC5.
Yeah.
And he wanted to be the one to bring it back to life. And then, oh my God, Twitter blew up. They were just like, oh, you're disgusting for saying this, that the series was dead and that you were upset that DMC5 came out. I was like, you guys are taking this way too literal. Like, this is ridiculous.
He's also not wrong because DMC didn't do that well.
Yes, DMC as a series was dead. And
no, I mean the reboot. The DMC reboot did not do well.
Mm-hmm. And he was like, dude, he was just saying, you know, it's just a saying. Like, I don't think he was genuinely pissed off or upset. People just take things so strongly nowadays, and they shit on him so hard for that show. He gets so much hate, and the show's not even.
He gets a lot of shit for Castlevania too. When the first 2 seasons of Castlevania came out, everyone hated it.
It's just
so
crazy.
Many people were talking so much hot doo-doo about it.
I love that show. That is such a good show. I don't know.
That's the consensus now because like we've had time to like sit with it. But like when it first came out, everyone was like, "That's not my Castlevania. Oh, why do they curse so much? It's so cringe. The dialogue, blah 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 blah."
You think DMC will do the same in like 5 years?
Hopefully. I mean, if they give us content just like that. I mean, what's the other one? Nocturne is not doing that. Unfortunately, Nocturne is kind of falling by the wayside.
But he doesn't make Nocturne.
His no. So the issue with Nocturne is that Garth Ennis, if I'm pretty sure that's who it was, right? Or Warren Ellis, one of the two.
You fact checking right now. I hear you.
Yeah. They're no longer with the show. Yeah, it was Warren Ellis. Warren Ellis, if I'm not mistaken, is getting hit with some charges. Some grape stuff, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it seems to be some grape type stuff.
Mm-mm.
So he's not doing Nocturne. He had to step away.
This is who again?
Warren Ellis. He's a comic book writer.
Okay.
He did I'm trying to think of something that you would know. He did Astonishing X-Men and Thunderbolts and Moon Knight.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Astonishing X-Men, that's like, are we talking about the newer ones?
The one that he did, I think it started in like
New X-Men is Joss Whedon, isn't it?
no. Joss Whedon also did Astonishing X-Men.
That's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, okay. With like the redesign of Beast, Kitty Pryde was in it.
Yeah.
Okay,
So he was a part of that.
That's the which is crazy because I low-key love the designs of Emma, Cyclops, and Wolverine in that one.
So he's an amazing he did you know that stupid movie with Bruce Willis, Red, but the old guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did that. He also
Interesting.
You know what trans metropolitan it is?
No.
Yeah, I can't say that word. It's a really popular comic series. He also did some Constantine stuff. Yeah, so Warren Ellis is an amazing comic book writer, but he got the grape stuff. He had to step away, and the producer of Nocturne decided to take a writing role, and you could feel it. So it's like just a guy who's just like, so I'm putting money in. I'm gonna write some stuff now, and it's not good, man. It's not
very interesting. That's what a turn of events. Yeah, Nocturne I've heard has very questionable writing in it. I mean, not just from you, but in general. I've heard it's very questionable. I haven't watched it. Actually, funny story. My coworker, she's not a nerd, like at all. In the slightest. Her husband, he played Warhammer, like the board game, when he was younger. Okay. So he's pretty nerdy sometimes. He doesn't have like the vastness of us, but he got some nerdy niches. And but she's the type of woman that like she made him get rid of all his Warhammer stuff when they got married. So yeah. So he sometimes watches stuff and he makes her watch it. So like he watched The Witcher and he made her watch The Witcher. But so he watched Castlevania. And so she watched Castlevania with him. So whenever we work together, like she always asks me, like, have you seen this? Like, tell me, what do you think about this? Blah, blah, blah. So she loves Castlevania, the first show. And then she watched Nocturne and she was like, don't watch Nocturne. She was like, that wasn't good at all. I didn't enjoy that in the slightest. And I'm just like, okay, so like to a casual, even Nocturne isn't good. So that gave me my final consensus of like, okay, I don't think I'm going to watch this show.
Nocturne just removes like all buildup. It's like a lot of like wow factor, or what did the people like to say? Aura farming.
Aura farming, the way you said. You sound so old.
That's what they do, man. That's what they do.
I don't think I would have ever imagined using aura farming. Oh, that was good. I needed that.
That's what a lot of the show is.
What is it? Aura farming? Yeah, I get what you mean. It's slop.
Yeah, and then it sucks because Adi is still doing the animation. So like the animation is good, but like there's no substance behind a lot of like what's happening. And there's like certain scenes that just drag on way too long. Certain things don't get fleshed out, but then they'll spend like 20 minutes showing you a character singing and then a dead woman dying and becoming a demon, and then it's like, oh my god, so revolutionary, a woman commander in the French military. I'm like, what?
French military. You sound like a South Park character.
Yeah, that's literally what happens. Like they make like a big deal out of certain things that like don't fucking matter, but then they'll like skip over something that's like actually important to the plot. And I'm like, oh, okay, fuck this then.
Hold on 1 second. Oh yeah, I it's crazy because I watched the trailer, like, Netflix, they show you the little snippets when you hover over it, and like you said, the animation and the fighting looks amazing. Yeah, I just hear too many bad things. I don't think I'm gonna watch it. Maybe I'll watch it one day when I just have like time to binge something.
I would wait for the next season. Hopefully it gets better. I'm assuming they're gonna transition into Symphony of the Night, which has no reason to be bad. Dracula will be coming back. I'm assuming it's gonna be much better. So I would just wait.
Alucard would be more present.
I mean, Alucard's in Nocturne for like a good chunk of it.
A good chunk? I thought he was more like just there.
No, he's in it.
That's good.
Yeah.
So it's a proper sequel. Like he maintains everything from the first show.
To an extent, he's grown.
Well, he's much older yeah.
Now. Yeah, but he's like I'm a different man now. I knew your great uncle Trevor. He was a dick, but I'm here.
He's not sleeping with twins anymore, right? I'm assuming.
No.
That was such a weird scene. Such an odd scene.
Yeah.
I
didn't really mind it though.
It didn't help that I was watching it, and then Nat was here next to me watching. Just like, and she was like, "Are they siblings?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "And he's gonna fuck them both?" I was like, "It seems like it, yes."
You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
But yeah, I'll wait. I didn't know there was gonna get another season. What is it, on 2 now?
Yeah, they're on 2 right now. Honestly, the best part of Nocturne for me so far has been Juiced showing up. He's another Belmont, so like I was just like, oh, like we're getting 2 Belmonts in one show. Like that's pretty dope.
Getting all the Belmonts.
Yeah, it's like I really like Juiced, so again, for me it was cool. But other than that, I was like, oh, they ruined my favorite Belmont. Fucking poor Richter got the worst of it.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, yes, you are a Richter fan. That's who you played in Smash too.
Yeah. That's my guy.
You keep away, little shit. Dropping your holy waters at the edge of the map. Biatch. Do you have the amiibo?
Yeah.
I have to get Richter still. I have Simon. I'm looking right at him.
Yeah, I also have both of them.
Yeah, I gotta get that Richter one. I stopped buying them towards the end, but I still made sure to purchase Kazuya, Terry. I have Sephiroth over there. I have Min. I didn't buy Steve.
Yeah, I'm looking at Sephiroth right now.
My Sephiroth is still in the box, though.
No, I have Sephiroth and Cloud standing next to each other.
Yeah, I have Sephiroth in the box, and then Cloud's on top of the box. But I was gonna bring up something, but since we're on the topic of Castlevania really quick, did you see next week they're gonna drop the FNAF chapter in DVD Five Nights at
Have they?
Freddy's, in case you
Yeah. No,
didn't. Did you see it?
It's not Freddy though, right? Isn't it someone else?
It's Springtrap.
Yeah. Is Springtrap actually more popular than Freddy? Is that why they're doing that?
Springtrap is much more popular than Freddy.
Really?
Yeah. And the only reason I know this is, again, my brother, which has been a big topic this episode for some reason. But my brother is who I go to if I want to get FNAF lore or an understanding of what's going on in the series. And he's obsessed with Springtrap. I remember when they first announced this shit a year ago, and he knew I played DVD, and he was like, it's got to be Springtrap. It's got to be Springtrap. I was like, okay, I don't know what you're saying, but okay.
Right.
And then I watched the thing like 2 weeks ago, and it was Springtrap, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And
I'm glad you said the name because I was just gonna be like, oh, the bunny. It's the bunny.
The bunny. I should text him actually to see if he saw it. But yeah, which is such an odd thing to say now because my brother's almost 18. Now I could text my brother things and like talk to him about stuff. Yeah, it's super odd because he's a normal operating human in society now that I can have conversations with. Because like years ago, it'd just be like, I like Five Nights at Freddy's, blah blah blah. But now he has thoughts and conversations. When I last saw him, we played some Mortal Kombat and we were talking about the characters. I was just like, wow, you're grown. You're grown. I'm so old. Oh my god. But what was I saying? Yeah, it's Springtrap. They added Matthew Lillard's character from the movie. Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
That's pretty dope. I fucks with that.
People are hoping that they'll add a skin for him for Ghostface.
Yes, him or like if they add Billy, that would be so sick. Because they added Billy in MK1, which is dead by the way.
Yeah, poor game.
They posted an hour ago saying that they're no longer supporting DLC.
I mean, didn't they say that a while ago? That was like I feel like I heard that news like a week and a half ago.
No, they dropped the trailer that everybody was like, well, I guess it's done. And then today they were like,
oh, it was the definitive edition. That's what it was.
And today they were like, I know people are speculating and there's a lot of talk on the internet. And yes, we will be supporting the game through patches, but we won't be supporting the game with additional content.
Year what? 3 and 4 got canceled?
Yeah, they had 3 and 4, potentially 5. And they pivoted, which the leak says that they're pivoting to Injustice 3 now, which kind of makes sense because I guess they want to ride off of the Superman hype. I think they're expecting this like rejuvenation of the DCU from James Gunn to kind of bring that Injustice 3 maybe in like a year or two back up to prominence. So it makes sense. But Warner Brothers just be making all the weird decisions.
I mean, because they're bleeding. They're not really making money anywhere. That's the issue.
Not at all. Not at fucking all. That Superman money everything is riding on Superman. The way Marvel was riding on that Iron Man movie is what Superman is doing for DC right now.
Because even Harry Potter, I don't think the TV series is about to drop. I don't think it's gonna do that well. Like people are already complaining because
Snape is black.
Yes.
You could just say it. Why people are complaining? We all know why.
So that's gonna be a thing.
Yeah, people don't know how to just accept things. I guess like I don't know what exactly would it just have just not.
It's an odd character though to make black.
Well, I hear that there's certain things that like the book. I've never read Harry Potter and I've never watched the movie, so this is coming from someone from the outside. But I've seen that the book has descriptions of a pasty male.
Yeah. Like there's a lot of things character-wise that make sense for him to be a gangly little white man. Because like he gets like bullied and stuff.
I thought he does the bullying. No, he gets bullied by Harry's dad. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's what I read.
He's like a little weirdo that no one wants to chill with.
Mm-hmm.
He just looks like I guess like emo-ish as a child.
Emo-ish.
Or is it gonna be weird like having that happen now to a black child?
They casted wasn't he like one of the Doctor Who's?
Yeah. Like the guy is pretty popular right now.
They wanted him to play Reed, and he ended up being that character in Quantumania that I don't remember the name to.
Yeah.
He could read the thoughts.
It's gonna be awkward.
I don't know too
I feel like
much.
they could have just made anyone else. Well, not anyone else, but and then also like Voldemort is like it's like super racist. And like he's like a purist, so I'm just like this also doesn't fit in.
Because the Snape side with Voldemort? Again,
He's a double agent.
Ah,
So like originally he worked for Voldemort, and then Harry's parents died because he was in love with Harry's mother, and then he's like, I can't do this. I can't work for these people no more. So then he goes to Dumbledore. Dumbledore's like, nah, man, you gotta keep pretending to be one of them. Feed me information, and then we'll kill them from the inside. But like
he dies,
I
doesn't
don't.
he?
Snape dies. Voldemort kills him. But that's like near the end, and then that's like when you find out that like
He was
the entire time he's been helping Harry from like the sidelines. That's why he's been such a dick, because he had to pretend that like he didn't care for Harry so that no one would suspect him and then ruin the plan. Like Snape gets the beef with Dumbledore because Dumbledore's doing fuck shit to Harry, and he's like, "How could you treat this boy? Like, it's like, how could you say that you love him, but then like you treat him like this? Like you playing everybody, you playing me. Like all I want to do is I want to love this kid." And he's like, "Nah, man, keep doing what you're doing. That's the plan. Shut up, Snape."
What the fuck? Would it be? You know what? I'm not even gonna question it because your synopsises make me watch things. Your synopsis for normal people made me watch that entire series. Okay, I'm gonna watch the other one you just told me about. Was it something girls? Something girl?
Oh my god, Baby Girl.
Baby Girl. Yeah.
Yo.
I gotta watch it on HBO.
I was working out watching it, and I was like, "Yo, what is this movie right now? What am I watching?"
I might watch it tonight, actually.
Yo, it is a very interesting movie, bro. Nicole Kidman, like, yo, she needs her praise, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. But yeah. So the FNAF stuff is cool. I'm excited to see where it brings a series, because I feel like FNAF is such a popular thing that's gonna bring people who never played DVD into it.
Yes.
And then you get teabagged to the gate. And fucking just get all types of BM throughout the game, and then they're all gonna leave. So, typical DVD toxic fan base bullshit.
Yeah, at least there'll be a lot of new killers. I mean, I don't know how new survivors are going to be treating new killers. I don't think it'll be that bad at the very beginning. But like once you reach like a certain level, it's going to get bad.
Well, because MMR puts you with bad survivors, like newer survivors. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like for all the new people, it'll be an all right experience, because it'll be all the new survivors too coming over to play.
And all the returning people who left from the last chapter. That's usually what happens. They see one chapter they don't like, they leave, then a new chapter comes and they come back. DVD. That's how DVD stays alive, bro. Consistent content, consistently, all the time. Every 2 months is new content. And then they just drop skins like crazy. There's so many. Every month there's like 10 new skins. That game stays alive somehow.
It was Vecna, Dracula, what is her name? She's like the
Houndmaster.
The Houndmaster.
And
then I feel like there's one more, right? Before Freddy?
Tokyo Ghoul.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Tokyo Ghoul. Mr. Kaneki.
Vecna, I don't think brought a lot of people in. Dracula did.
Yeah.
Houndmaster didn't do too well, but Tokyo Ghoul definitely brought in a fan base. Out of all four of those, I think Tokyo Ghoul brought in the most people.
Definitely.
Yeah, all the edgelords of the world, all the weeboos.
I think the Vecna was trying to come off of like Stranger Things and like Baldur's Gate,
Yeah.
kind of like that fandom.
Mm-hmm.
But like, why am I gonna go to that when I have Baldur's Gate?
Mm-hmm. Why do I
Like,
want to
why
play
am I gonna
fake
do
D&D in DBD?
that?
Yeah. And I think people would have wanted a Stranger Things Vecna.
Definitely.
Yeah, if they wanted Vecna, they would have wanted that version of him. And I feel like maybe they couldn't get Vecna from Stranger Things, and then they were just like, we'll just do this instead. But Dracula was fun. He's still fun. They brought in a lot of stuff. You can get there's Trevor. You can get I forget. I don't think Richter's in it, but you can make him Alucard.
Soma, you can get Soma too. I saw that.
Yeah. You could do Belmont and Belnades.
Yes.
So they had a few good things from that chapter.
Yeah, there was like 5 skins that they added, right, for Dracula.
There was no map, but every map that you play against Dracula has the castle in the back.
Yes.
Which is a fun thing to look for when you're playing. And his gameplay is so interesting. It's so new and different, but so fun. And he's definitely the most fun I've had with the game in the last year. I haven't tried out Tokyo Ghoul. How Master's good. The thing is people sleep on the original characters. And people don't really gravitate towards them. But the original characters also sometimes be some of the most fun ones. How Master's pretty busted.
Yeah, she seems like a better version of the Knight.
Yeah. And then you have like Dredge, who people slept on too. Like Dredge is really good. The Unknown, who people slept on, he's also fun. Like so many characters.
Wasn't the super busted one the cyborg robot?
Singularity?
The one who, yes. He's busted, but then also the chick with the really, really bad design that she has like the claws.
Oh, the Skull Merchant.
Yeah, those two, yo, they're nasty.
Those two,
they're not fun to play against.
No, well, the Skull Merchant, when she dropped, you could put a drone on the last 3 gens and you couldn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Legitimately, you can do nothing. You lost the game from that point, or you would sit in a lobby for an hour and you would just hope that the game timed out.
Yes.
Singularity at first, I don't know what the issue was with him, but he was not like he didn't bring that much of a. Well, I'm saying he because as if it has.
Yeah.
But it didn't bring any new audience. The issue with Singularity was that Singularity dropped and it was an Alien style of content, and then Alien from like the Xenomorph dropped like 2 months after that. So it was like, why do I want to play Singularity when I'm getting the Xenomorph? You know? And just Skull Merchant was known as like if I can compare Skull Merchant to something you understand, Brigitte from Overwatch.
Ooh.
Yeah, like she broke the game. Legitimately, they had to go into the game and rework the game as a whole. It made them rethink the entire like way killer works. I remember after her, they made gen times they slower. So you had to get a little, I think they add an extra like 5% to gens. And they started buffing killer a little more so that other people used other killers. And she's on her 3rd rework now. They're reworking her again for this new PTB.
They also added ways to end the match early.
Yeah. Now they have the abandon thing, which is also broken in its own right. People are now being able to abandon, and it's causing a draw game for the killer instead of it just being a win for the killer.
I mean, you win some, you lose some, right?
Yeah. I just think that like they were just devs that were in over their heads. You know, they were a small dev team that created a small niche game that they didn't think would blow up the way it did, and when it got super popular, they had to basically learn how to juggle this. And they're getting better at it now, and the game is, I think, in a better state than it was a few years ago. And with the FNAF chapter, it'll be even better. Um, the game is still survivor sided though, and that's just
100.
hard to balance without making killers overpowered. But the issue is that when killers find a meta, they completely nerf it immediately. And it's like, dude, you can't just let us have one thing. I get DS'd and deadhearted every single fucking game. You can't just let me have one good meta build, you know? Because even with meta builds, you still have to play good.
It's because I feel like the issue is that good survivors only work with communication. So like if you have a killer who's by himself who's like oppressive, it's so much easier to like take over a game than it is for like four randos. Like you need the four randoms to have like some level of like competent teamwork to be
Yeah.
able to take over the game.
So they're trying to buff solo queue. They're trying to make the solo queue experience closer to the Swift experience.
Oh God.
In the sense of like now in the next PTB, you're going to be able to see your teammates' perks.
That's cool.
Yeah, so there'll be a little icon when you queue up. You'll be able to see all their perks and what they have, and you can build around it. Then obviously now you can see when they're working on a gen, when they're healing, when they're doing a totem, when they're being chased, when there's like you can see all that now.
That's been in the game for a while though, hasn't it?
Yeah, before you couldn't see. There was something you couldn't see that they added, but I forgot what it was. They're just.
I remember that they also added you can see when people are being chased.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's another old change though.
But they're trying to implement things like that you can see. They nerfed a lot of like the insta heal stuff. They nerfed the brand new part, which is the big red gear on the toolbox.
Yes.
But still, gens just get done too fast. That's the issue with like good teams. But the thing is also like you can't work around that because DBD is technically not a competitive game, right? You can nerf and buff around competitive play in Street Fighter because that's what the game is intended to be, a competitive game.
Yeah.
Like DBD is not intended to be that, so it's hard to buff and nerf to make competitive fun. But then it makes casual miserable, which is 70% of your fan base, you know?
Very true.
So we can complain all we want, but it's extremely difficult. Extremely difficult. But to cap this off, to kind of just wrap it up, there was one thing I wanted to talk about, and it was the damn delays to the Avengers movies, but we never got to it.
We never talk about live action stuff. We always end up skipping it.
Yeah, and it sucks because the delays are like the most recent news, literally within 24 hours, which is what the clickbait title should be about today. But whatever. We just talked about nonsense for fucking an hour and a half.
We did.
Which is cool. This is what I want the podcast to be about. But I don't want to not talk about this so that we can put this into the title because we gotta make business too, you know. How you feeling about those delays? What do you think?
I feel like the guy who was on set is probably dead right now. Who leaked all those photos? As for the delays, that's what the joke was. That's what the joke was. It was about the delay. That's what it. I'll tell you later. I just remembered. Yeah, I don't know. This is a very awkward time for the MCU, considering that they're still trying to like salvage what's happening because of Mr. Majors.
Mm-hmm.
So I am very interested to see what they're gonna do to fill the gap that is now there. Because how do you keep people interested in these movies with them being delayed. Like everything else has to shift around that, but are people really gonna care? Is the bigger question. Like, is anyone really gonna go see any of these other movies to justify the budgets for these other films? Because after a while, like Disney's just eating into their own funds. Like something has to give.
So,
But they are.
no, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
I was gonna say that they're. It feels like they're trying to drum up interest in the MCU right now as a whole by talking about big name actors. Like I see them saying like, "Oh, Denzel Washington's gonna be in Black Panther 3. Daniel Day-Lewis might be Magneto, or what was the other guy's name? Actually, one of the people from Harry Potter, something Isaac. He might be Magneto. They're also saying. So it feels like they know that there's gonna be a drought. So they're like, we gotta get people talking. Gotta get people talking. Start leaking cast listed. Just get everyone come back. Talk about us. Talk about us again. Go watch some X-Men movies on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I think
I don't know.
that there's a big scheme behind this, and I've been thinking about it, and so I've been excited for Doomsday for a year now because they announced this shit back in last July. This is all going to come to a head in 2 months in San Diego Comic-Con. They'll have their big slate redone and their big hype package, because in July is when Fantastic Four drops, and we don't know anything past this besides Spider-Man. So there was a report that came out about a week ago that Marvel wants Spider-Man in Doomsday. They have come to an agreement with Sony to get him in Doomsday, but they haven't come to an agreement with Tom Holland. So, legit, I feel like they delayed this movie because they came to an agreement to get Spider-Man in Doomsday. And I swear to God, it sounds so stupid and petty, but I believe that is the only reason why this movie got delayed, was because they want to tie Brand New Day into Doomsday properly to get Tom Holland into that movie, because he wasn't slated for this movie. Brand New Day was meant to be how he gets to Secret Wars. So, it's... A year ago, Marvel was reworked. Things were bombing. Things were failing. People will lead you to believe that it was because everything went woke. That is why this is what the grifters will say online. But truly, they just put out too much content. Marvel was pulled way too thin. You had to watch so much bullshit from 2020 to now to even follow what was going on. And it didn't have that cohesiveness that the first 3 phases had. Because deep down, Shang-Chi, I liked Shang-Chi. I know you did too. I liked Eternals. I don't know if you liked Eternals.
I did.
Loki season 1 and 2 was amazing.
Yeah.
I thought Falcon and Winter Soldier was decent. I thought WandaVision was decent. I liked Moon Knight.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of like Thunderbolts is amazing. I didn't think Wakanda Forever was that bad with missing Chadwick. I personally liked Captain America. You didn't like Captain America that much.
I did not.
So obviously No Way Home, Deadpool, Wolverine, like those are obvious ones. I liked Multiverse of Madness. I don't know if you did.
I don't think I had any issues with it.
Yeah. Wasn't the greatest, but it's not terrible either. So like, I guess for me, like I usually enjoy most of the stuff, but I can't lie, as a casual, that shit is overwhelming. I gotta watch Miss
What's
Marvel.
crazy is that I was about to say there's so much that you didn't even mention.
Yeah, like there's Miss Marvel, there's She-Hulk, there's the Marvels, which I personally did not mind the Marvels. There's Ant-Man Quantumania. There's, I'm sure I missed this, fucking Agatha, Secret Invasion. Yeah, like there's so much shit. There's so much content out there. And I'm not even, like, there's still What If. There's still X-Men
That's right. There's
97.
3 seasons of that.
Yeah, like they have released the Spider-Man show that they just dropped. They've released so much fucking shit. Which their animation department is bangers. Their animation department is perfectly fine. But they had to pivot so hard, and then realizing that everything is bombing, and then the major stuff on top of it, which even before the major stuff came out, they were already deciding to pivot for majors from the performance of Quantumania, and hence why the ending of Loki is the way it is. And the major stuff kind of just was like, yeah, all right, we'll just finalize that then. And then they reshot Brand New Day. They were adding stuff to Thunderbolts. They reshot. They restarted Ironheart. And then obviously the writer's strike didn't help Marvel at all. And
Did Ironheart go through 2 changes?
yeah. And so I think
Blade.
let's not even talk about Blade.
Blade.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about Blade. I'm so upset over Blade.
Charlotte deserves better.
He really does. And like Blade would have been so good because he would have been a part of a bigger world, a bigger mythical world, you know?
Daredevil came back too, yeah.
So, yeah, and Daredevil came back. So, I feel like they've released whatever felt like it was too far in production to kind of be like, you know, like we had this Sony Bungie conversation the other day where it was like, Sony's just letting it flop because it costs them less to just let it flop than it would be to pivot, cancel it, try to do PR on it, you know?
That's so weird though, because then not Disney, DC did the complete opposite where they completely canned Batgirl.
Well, DC's
Like,
been
that
canning
movie-
a lot of bullshit.
Hmm?
They canned that Wile E. Coyote movie that got re-picked up.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So like from my understanding, it was more cost effective for them to do it that way and not release it for them to make money. So for Marvel to then be like, it's too far, we have to release it, is so odd. Like I don't understand why Disney could do it, but then Marvel can't when they're in a better financial situation. I don't know. It's just weird.
You mean Marvel can do it, but Warner Brothers can't?
No, why DC can not release a movie and it be a financial gain for them, but Marvel can't do it.
It's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Disney has. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure because they just released Agatha and then Ironheart getting like shadow dropped essentially.
Yeah,
and Echo did too.
Yeah,
they were just no PR, no hype. Just here's the show. Just watch it. Whatever you want to do with it, you can do it. Maybe they feel like these shows need to drop not because it's already far in production, but because they actually do connect to a bigger world. Like Echo helps you understand what Fisk is going to do in Born Again. Whereas like Agatha introduces Wiccan, which helps you with Vision Quest next year. And then Ironheart is supposed to be introducing Mephisto.
Theoretically, a lot of the footage from, say, Agatha or like Ironheart could be worked into another. Like the Echo stuff, if they really wanted to, they could have just pulled some of that and then just put it into Daredevil.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And it still would have made sense.
Mm-hmm.
They could have just edited it.
It's interesting because they canceled Armor Wars. Like, at least it looks like there's no Armor Wars. They canceled a lot of TV show productions that they were trying to do. Hawkeye Season 2 looks like it's not happening. She-Hulk Season 2 is not happening.
Well, it looks like Hawkeye 2 is happening, just Jeremy's not part of it.
Well, yeah, true. Moon Knight Season 2 looks like it doesn't exist anymore.
Mm-hmm. But then isn't Punisher getting this show?
Punisher's getting an hour special.
Ah, that's what it is.
Yeah, he's getting like what they did for the Werewolf by Night.
Yes, 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 yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Uh, there was one more that I'm forgetting right now. I'm drawing a blank on it. But yeah, a lot of that is just getting canned, not happening. They're focusing, which they did a Wall Street Journal, or was it New York Times? I don't remember which one it was. He did a article. I don't remember who it was. I don't think it was Feige, but I think it was one of like Disney's higher execs. They did an interview stating about how they're focusing on quality now over quantity. And they were saying how it was almost impossible to get in touch with Kevin Feige. Like a lot of these products that were coming out in the last 5 years barely even had any implementation from Feige. Like a lot of this, I forgot which show it was that they said that they just ran into him in the hallway one time, asked him for some advice. He gave him one word, essentially, and like that was the only advice that they got for that show.
I wonder why.
He was just spread so thin. He was working on so much, not just the TV shows, but the movies too. So I think he's solely focusing on movies now, has a team specifically for the TV shows, and he will just provide feedback whenever he can on both. But the thing is that they've lowered their slate. So I think they're aiming at like 2 to 3 movies and like 1 to 2 shows a year.
That seems palatable.
They're super hyper focused on quality now, which in the interview they said Thunderbolts is their first product of quality. Like this was their beginning of it. Which Thunderbolts shows that. Like Thunderbolts has real love in it, and it truly is a good MCU movie. It's a top 10 for sure. And it's interesting. Like they obviously they feel like they need more time for Doomsday, but they want to clean up their slate a little more. They want Brand New Day to be a thing, and they want that to implement into Doomsday. Doctor Strange 3 would have been coming out after Doomsday. Now it's coming out before Doomsday. Vision Quest is now coming out before Doomsday as opposed to after. So there's a lot going on. And I mean, we found out that they were only shooting, they're only shooting with the cast that they announced.
Which makes sense.
So they're only scratching the surface on shoots right now.
Yeah.
So it gives them a lot more time to edit, clean up the CGI, which is what they were doing before. They were rushing the CGI, doing a lot of crunch time. This is a good thing, I think, for them in turn. People are looking at this as like, Marvel's cooked. They don't know what they're doing. But like, actually, I think this proves they know what they're doing, and they're letting it cook a little more. They're letting it sit in the oven and marinating for a while before they just drop a product. They called it a gargantuan of an experience. I think it's what they called it. That they want it to be the best possible thing that it could be.
At least they know.
And that's good on them, yeah. That's good on them. And it makes me more excited for Doomsday. Genuinely. So, after Fantastic Four, it's Spider-Man. It's no longer Doomsday. It's now Spider-Man. And I'm excited. I mean, I'm excited for Fantastic Four, obviously. July's a big month in general. Because the Jurassic World movies always make money.
They do. That's why they keep pumping them out.
Yeah, those movies consistently make money. It's probably going to make more money than Fantastic Four and Superman. And then there's Superman, and then there's Fantastic Four. So July's big. Lots of things happening. I'm curious to see what they do at San Diego Comic-Con. Because Wonder Man is still dropping at the end of the year.
Jesus Christ.
Literally. There's no talk of it at all. This is so weird. Like, this is what I'm saying, that they're just pushing out these products that they've already worked on. That they're like, just get it out. Just put it out there already. Because Ironheart got a trailer like 2 weeks ago, and the show comes out in like the middle of June. And
I'm
they're
gonna
like,
be honest with you. I didn't even know there was a trailer.
bro, the trailer dropped like 2 weeks ago, maybe a week ago.
No clue.
And the show's in 3 weeks, essentially. They're dropping 3 episodes the first week, and then the last 3 the week after.
So they're just pumping it like, just watch it.
Literally,
All at
here,
once.
yeah, it's just here. That's what they do with Echo. All of Echo's episodes were out the first day. I didn't even watch Echo. I watched the first episode and the last episode.
Oh my god.
I watched the first episode to see the Daredevil cameo, and then I watched the last episode to see what Fist is up to.
Horrible.
And that gave me everything I needed to watch Born Again. So when you said that they could have just ripped the cutscenes and put it in, well, rip the scenes and put, I said it's cutscenes, like it's a fucking game, and put it in their Born Again, you're right. And Born Again is another product of reshoots. They did Born Again, and they were like, well, we don't like this. We want to change this. And you can feel it in the first like 5 episodes, and then the last 4 episodes is when you feel that pivot, when you feel the change. And then season 2 is a complete redirection. They already cast Jessica Jones. She's already confirmed.
Yes.
And she's shooting right now for Daredevil Born Again season 2. So
no Luke and no Danny.
Well, as of yet, Danny just put a picture of him in New York City where they're shooting. So people are now speculating that he's about to show up. And then the 2 people that liked that, it's people weird. They just like start looking who liked this post. And the 2 people who liked the post were Jessica Jones and Luke Cage. So there's things happening. Marvel seems to be on this trend. What happened?
Elektra, she coming back?
Oh, I don't know about that. Miss Nachos?
Yeah.
Miss Nachos. They're doing this thing where they're not shooting anything now until they announce someone, and then they start shooting. Because the second that Kristen Ritter was announced to come back, she did a whole thing with Charlie Cox at some event for Disney. And then now all of a sudden she's shooting in the show. So
it's smart, man.
It's a smart tactic, because then you got the kids who like that kid who broke into the set. He didn't really see anyone there. He only saw the people that they announced. So it was like, what's going to get leaked at that point?
Well, I think it's to prevent too many people from having the scripts. I think that's what it is. Like, if only 7 people are shooting their scenes, and then you rotate like 3 of them out to add 3 new people, you can keep better track of the scripts so that you know exactly who has them and how it's getting out. So like, if there's any leaks, you can narrow it down harder.
That's true.
Like,
Yeah.
listen, you bum, you're $1 billion now.
What I'm worried about is the situation that we get with Multiverse of Madness, though, where the Illuminati didn't even shoot together.
I mean, that's just modern filmmaking at this point.
It's so shitty, though. Like, those characters are interacting but not interacting, you know? like they're all there, but they never shot together once. John Krasinski never stood in a room with Patrick Stewart, you know? So that's what I'm worried about. They were going to get, like, this half of the X-Men, and then they're going to be like, well, Halle Berry's in this movie, too, but Halle Berry never shot with James Marsden. Unless that's why they're giving themselves more time and they delayed it to December so that they can then announce this cast and then be like, all right, now they're shooting with this cast. We got this first half of the movie done. Let's get the rest of it in, blah, 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 which is what they're doing with Daredevil. They announced Jessica Jones. Now she's shooting with Charlie Cox in New York. So that makes sense.
We shall see.
That makes a lot of sense. The Defenders are coming back, bro. The Defenders are coming back. I'm just happy to see Jessica Jones, honestly. She deserved it.
She deserved it. His show was so good.
Yeah, she was definitely like the second best show.
Yeah.
Purple Man was so good.
100%.
Yeah, Kilgrave was one of the best villains they've done. But, any closing statements?
MCU is woke.
The MCU? Yo, MCU, I've been riding dice day one. Been at your side through your hardest times, and I'm back for you for your comeback. All right, never forget me. Never forget me, bro. I've been here. I've supported you every step of the way since. I don't know when Iron Man 1 came out. I was probably like 11 years old. Since day
That was
one.
like what, 08 or
Oh,
something?
08, yep. Supporting
We
you.
lied.
No, I was 12 ish because I became 10 in 2006. So yeah, I was like 12 ish. 11 turning 12. Day one, bro. Day one. When they said that your Robert Downey Jr. casting of Doctor Doom was shit, you know what I said? I said, give it a chance.
People said that.
Yeah, people hate that fucking casting.
Interesting.
They said,
I
damn.
mean,
Okay.
I was gonna say it doesn't make sense from like a plot point, but I don't think it's a bad casting.
They were like, Marvel's really desperate now, huh? I was like, yeah, that's exactly what it is. I was like, yeah, this is what you. It's crazy because a week ago you said Marvel's desperate. They should just bring back the old cast. Then they bring back the old cast, and you go, Marvel's desperate. They're washed. Pick one. You have to fucking pick one. That's where we're ending it at. Shenanigans, hypocrisy. That's what we're gonna end it on. Marvel ain't woke. They just put too much shit out there. Too much half-baked shit. It's all it is. Because Captain Marvel grossed like over $1 billion in the box office. Yeah, the first one did. So you can't tell me that it's wokeness because people went to go see that movie.
They really did.
And Loki season 1 and 2 has a female Loki in it. And it's regarded as the best Disney Marvel TV show. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Right, man. Always a good time to sit down and chat. Don't forget to like the video. Please share it wherever you can share it. We got some good traction on that first video. We're gonna keep it going. Keep this consistent. Keep it rocking. Next week, I don't know if there's anything crazy to be talking about next week. I mean, we could talk about the FNAF stuff some more, but we'll see what transpires next week. Look out to see if maybe we do a live reaction for Summer's Game Fest. If not, you will get our full reaction in thought, that podcast right after Summer Game Fest in like 2 weeks. All right.
Pretty soon.
Yes.
Keep them eyes though.
We're going to get out of here. Have a good night, everyone. Peace out.
Night.